Hello everyone and welcome to today's lesson. In this lesson we're going to talk about the append query. What the append query allows us to do is it allows us to add records from another table to our original table. Okay, so we're basically merging two tables together. In reality, we're really updating the original table with the values in the new table. All right, so I'm going to use two files today. The first one is client list append original. This is the table we're going to be updating, and the table currently has 19 records. And I have another table here which is called client list append original append. This is the table we're going to be adding to the original table. So if I open this one, it only has two records, different names and different addresses. So perhaps we have a new database that we had to start, or maybe you're using a backup from another shop, another firm, and we want to add it to our main database so we can keep all the records together. The append query will be very useful. All right, so notice here that my ID starts with 21 and 22 because when I'm merging records here, I have a primary key from 1 to 19, and this is a unique number. So I cannot actually merge a number which is the same. So if it were to say 1 or 2 here, Access would give me an error if I were to use the append query. Anyway, so we have our 21 and 22 populated because these are the records that we want to add. In many cases, you're not going to use the ID column. Sometimes you can ignore it, so it's not really a requirement, but I wanted to mention it just in case. All right, so we have two tables ready. How do we start the append procedure? It is pretty much the same. You're going to the Create tab and you click on the Query Design. Now, what you're starting with here is you're starting with the new table that you want to append to the original table. This is your start, which is very important. So I'm going to double click on this table, okay? And I'm going to click on the append icon or append query, all right? And it says append to. So where do I want to append it to? Of course, I want to append it to my original table. I actually have all the lists here, so I'm just going to select it, client list append original. All right, and I'm going to press OK. So nothing happens at this time. What I need to do is I need to add all the fields that I want to append. And I'm going to save this query as 3 underscore append query so I can remember it. Okay, so here in the first and second row I have my append table information, and in the row 4 here it says append to, and as you can see all the fields are matching. This is actually not a mistake. This is what needs to happen. All the fields actually need to match here, okay, in order for the query to work. So I'm ready to append the records, and let's see what happens here. So I'm just going to go and run it. So Microsoft Access is telling me you're about to append 2 rows. This is actually what I intended. So I'm going to click yes. And this is the end of it. So in order to verify, I'm just going to close these tables for a second. Okay, so I'm going to go to my original table and I'm going to reopen it, and now I have my additional records added here. So I have John Bezos and Emily McIntyre, which were here in the append table, and now they're added to my original table. So the table is actually updated. It's not the original table anymore. We have more records in the table. And this is a little bit different than the query because you are changing records within your main table. So it's always a good idea to back up your table first. All right, so try as many exercises as you can. Try creating records yourself and appending it to another table if you want, so you can practice a little bit more and get it done. This is it for today's lesson, and thanks very much for watching.